probably like jump into a file as I do that. There it goes.
There it goes.
I can't stop it. I mean, at least now it's not like there's much being changed here. Or, you know, too many things being spoiled other than some upgrades. But as long as I don't move a muscle, it's totally fine.
Yeah, like the PSP emulator was similar in that even when I was out of the window, like...
It was still accepting.
Yeah.
Whoops! Should probably at least make sure. Yeah, good. This controller is
alive, yeah.
working.
Also a good thing to check. Hey, Bertie, hello.
Hello. Pretty much, yes. You'll understand when we get there. But before we do, we will have to find that last diskette.
Do you know where it is now?
Yes. It was actually where I posited it would be at the end of last stream.
Nice.
In fact, I can point that out.
I mean, I'm assuming we find a knife futar. It's only really obvious, right?
Of course. So, it's down in that, like, in the black section, that little part of the rough map that isn't filled in. The part right under this boss right here. That was kind of where I thought it might be at the end of last stream, and that is in fact where it is.
Nice.
And then I think after that we'll be able to kick off, we'll be able to find the second ending very soon, and then from there things will definitely start to get weird. And we'll see how long it takes.
Sounds like fun.
Yep, I think this will be a pretty good one. I was telling you before the stream started that there are basically two potential stopping points. One of which is a boss fight. What I didn't tell you is the other of which I will likely have to do successfully several times, regardless. And you will understand why when it happens.
I feel like anyone who's ever truly ready for a spike phase.
Hello, folks. Bird Teeth, Apricot Ghost, Pleasing Fungus, and Phylaxis.
Whoop, whoop. Hey guys.
After 6 now.
Thanks for joining us for a slightly late stream because I'm at home.
Yep. So anyway, currently, as you can see on the bottom, we're only missing one thing for upgrades. And we will be getting that. The thing is, to get it, we need to get the, all the diskettes, basically. My brain is trying to play this like Celeste because I was practicing earlier. It's gonna have to be like, no, can't grab walls, stop it.
I'm just wondering, are the symbols for the power-ups, do they actually mean anything? Like,
they will be referenced at some point.
Okay. Most games make the icons look like the power-up.
I mean, they have like sort of vague relevance to the power-ups themselves. I mean, that's sort of a boot. That one, God knows. The vertical and horizontal dash boosts are...
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
That's the vertical.
Yeah,
one,
there
the
we go.
one.
They're like turned from each other. The rough map is sort of that. They're all sort of just, you know, impressionistic. That one has 3 for the triple shot. That one has 3 for, I guess, the 3 little bubbles that are following you.
And JT is learning the speedrun for Celeste.
I am, yes. I'm learning the any percent run for Celeste right now, although I'll probably do more of it eventually. It definitely seems like a game that could be good. Like, the world record on any percent for Celeste right now is about 34 minutes, I think.
Ooh.
And then runs go up to about like 2-ish hours, so I don't imagine it would be like, you know... I feel like I could catch up to that relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are now right off from where the rough map says there's a room, and if you look up here...
Ooh, passage.
Yep.
That was easy.
Yep. That one was mostly just, well, sort of knowing about it, but sort of also, like, being able to get back to this area, because you may remember that last time we were around here, there was this door here that stopped us from getting into this room in the first place, and I believe there is another door, yep, on the other side there, too. So, like, before you hit the robot that we fought last time and opened those doors up, the only way you could have gotten here was by falling down through this, you know? By the way, there is one more room there, so I should probably just show that off real quick.
Yeah, show the room, show the room.
Partly because it will probably become relevant by the end of this stream.
You know I love rooms.
You can tell it's actually a bit difficult to get up into this. But if we make our way over here, we end up in another one of these rooms.
Oh,
The thing in the distance.
Yeah, glowy thing. I want the glowy thing. Can I have the glowy thing?
Nope, not currently. We can't really hit that one thing that's over there, and these walls don't really want to give way.
But I want the glowy thing.
Eventually.
Okay.
Probably by the end of this stream, although that might be overestimating my abilities. And then from here, let's see. Where we want to go now is this room, which was the one that had the spinny like sign thing, and I said it's related to the diskettes. So we have all the diskettes now, which means that we can go check that thing out. I will probably just take the teleporter room that's over here. God, I love the supercharger so much. It's such a dumb power-up to put into a game. Like, hey, you know your charge shot that takes a while to start up but does, like, more than 3 times as much damage as your regular shot?
Yeah.
What if that was your regular shot?
Well, that would be cool.
That would be just silly. By the way, fun fact, those like little O-ring things actually do fire at you while you're still paused. Or like continue to move while you're paused. So I just took damage from that one. Even though when I paused it was in a slightly different spot.
Ah, that's always a bummer.
Yeah, I think it's just like a slight programming bug in the game. I think it's just kind of funny. I think there's like a few things that will still move when you're, you know, paused. Anyway, we want to get into that room, so... As I take 1 billion damage, which actually is probably a bad thing, and I think I'm gonna go save.
We wanna not get set on fire.
Preferably.
Ideally.
No 2 people are not on fire. Okay, here we go. Last upgrade.
I love upgrades.
So if we come into this room with all of these...
Oh, right, yeah, I remember this room. This game doesn't do the let's give you 5 billion weapons thing that Axiom first.
No, this game you got your shooter, and your shooter can get a bit more powerful, but that's about it. Now what might this be? The Dash Booster X.
Plus.
I can now dash as much as I fucking want.
Holy fucking shit.
Yup! This game does not fuck around. I can fly now.
Holy moly.
And to get you acquainted with it, these like flame things will do damage to you if you touch them, so have a course. Now, very fun fact that is kind of hilarious. You could actually do this like maze thing backwards without the like super jump, or without the Dash Booster X, which means that you can actually get the Dash Booster X without getting all the diskettes.
Oh.
The absolute most overpowered item in the game. And to do that, you basically just show up here and jump up through here. There's nothing stopping you. And it's really, really difficult to even do that. Like, I have tried to do it. I have never actually succeeded on doing it. But, yeah, that's a thing you can do.
That's awesome.
It's pretty great. So what we're gonna do kinda next...
I have to imagine that's something like speedruns do. They like
yes.
go in there and grab that ASAP.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry,
yeah,
you were
it's
saying?
Pleasing Fungus. It is intended that you were allowed to do it that way. If not, they could have just made that a falling block up there. Like, you're clearly supposed to be able to get up through there and do it backwards. Anyway, so next we're gonna finally go over into this room over here that the rough map has been pointing out to us. But I think first I want to check out the diskette reader real quick. Because we do have all the diskettes.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. Yeah, let's just teleport. So yeah, most of our other movement is not quite obsolete, but pretty close. Oops, that's the wrong one. It's like, I could use double jumps and stuff, but I could also just dash forever. Yep, one too low.
I agree, Pleasing Fungus. You are quite insane to do it that way, but you know we love you.
Master of the run. Thank you for the host.
Good fart trumpets. Love the fart trumpets.
Yes, we will always accept fart trumpets. 12. Yeah, I'll just go through all of them since I believe we've seen most of these, but not all of them. We haven't been back in a bit. In fact, I don't even know if we got the cave complex one last time. Either way, definitely seen the volcanic sector. I've not seen the sand rock sector,
Sand rocks
is, I guess, the area with the giant dick. The underwater section with that sweet tube. Jungle, which we definitely saw that one. I think we might have seen the temple.
Never seen that one.
Not the derelict though. So that's the abandoned ship that we had to teleport to. I like the little rust splotches on it and stuff.
Yeah, it's derelict.
Yeah, Pleasing Fungus. I mean, intended it would kind of make sense that it would be the get the 12 diskettes and unlock this ridiculous movement item. We did see security. We did not see the mainframe with this amazing art.
Hey, buddy! Hey, pal! He seems happy.
And then...
Pretty sure we saw that one.
We saw one of these two. I don't remember which. We saw this one.
Oh, it could be that one. Yeah.
Yes. These will become relevant to us soon-ish.
Good.
This one in particular...
That looks like a bit of the map with an X in it.
Indeed. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure we'll be able to check it out at some point.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And that would be these areas. So now we are going to jump over to the underwater sector, and this will be interesting.
Yeah, of course, ships get rusty in space. There's totally a lot of oxygen in space.
Now listen here.
I think probably the implication is that it spent a long time on a planet.
Quite possibly, yeah. Just very old.
Where it picked up a virus of some sort.
We'll pop over this way. I will probably go save first.
Ah, that's sensible.
Although there will be a save before the hell portion of it, thank God.
Assuming you don't save after bosses, I thought you wouldn't save now. It's just sensible.
By the way, it's now much easier to get the plasma field if you had not already. Some might even say it's trivial. Hello, Shide. We got the Dash Booster X is the first thing we did, basically.
We can fly!
And yeah, we can fly now. Is kind of what it comes down to.
All sections are basically underwater sections now.
So we could have gone here as soon as we got the key.
Section, yeah.
Yeah, we could have gotten here as soon as we got this key. And if we read this, new nooks and crannies to investigate.
I love mooks and crannies. That looks to me.
Yeah, new mooks and crannies.
Mooks and crannies.
Intricate labyrinth of secret passages, probably because of the earthquakes.
I think it's the work of like Blizzard.
Quite possibly. So of course there's this up here. The only way that you can hit this switch is if you have the triple shot. So we needed the golden key to get in here. We need the triple shot to get in here. And
some bullshit in here.
You might recognize this as
I have absolutely no memory.
a long time ago there was a log.
That's far too long ago.
A long time ago, years and years ago, there was a log we read that said something about the sun, moon, and stars. Gaze at the one that is unlike the others. Gaze at it without hurry. Yada yada, that sort of thing.
Vague memories.
Yeah, so
I
that
don't
was
really
a
pay
hint.
attention to what people say to me.
That was a hint for this room.
Yeah.
Because we've got a sun, a moon, and some stars. And if we stand
One of these
under the
things
moon,
not like the other.
indeed, we stand under the moon, the one that is not a star, for about 5 seconds, we end up down here. And I am going to do a thing right now. That thing is going to be to turn off the key card.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you really don't wanna plummet here.
Oh, it'll get even more so in a sec once you read this.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You hit these babies and they will do 30 damage to you.
Yeah, you really don't wanna have that key on and make those blocks disappear and then go, oh shit.
Yep. Yeah, and you especially, let's get ready.
Ooh, and we're going to Spike Hell?
Yep.
Yeah, we are!
Yes, we are.
We're in Spike Hell.
So you were sort of immediately thrown into a Dash Booster X puzzle, or quote-unquote immediately. I know where I'm going here. And yes, Shide, the Flyers can clinch tonight, but
Whoops.
only this is going to happen a lot, so we might as well just talk about whatever. The Flyers can clinch tonight, but only if they win and Florida loses, or if they, lose in overtime. This is going to happen a lot, trust me. And the Panthers lose outright.
Whereas I do not care about that particular sport.
Indeed.
But hey, you know, England came 5th in the Six Nations, and that made me extremely happy.
So yeah, this is why they put a save point right here. I want to say it took me over an hour before I first beat this maze.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to figure out, not only, not hit everything, you have to figure out where to go.
Yes. It's not really a maze. There is, one path here.
Mm-hmm.
The difficulty, more than
Seeing that
anything
path?
else, is just doing the inputs that this requires. Because, if I dodge upwards too fast, I'm gonna bounce into those spikes there. But if I do it too slowly and I go over to the left,
Yeah, you'll just
then I'll
drop
bounce into those ones.
Woo!
So you sort of have to really, this is
Close.
so much muscle memory. The fact that I can even do this like this is kind of just, I have done this so many times. And I'm pretty rusty right now.
I'm surprised you're doing that with the, hook shot.
It's easier with the hook shot.
Ah, okay.
Almost all of this is memory, both muscle memory and memory of me doing this over and over and finding the way to finding the most efficient ways to do everything. It's funny because we haven't even gotten to the quote-unquote hard part yet.
Nice.
The hard part is the middle of the room that's over to the right there. You can sort of see part of it right over there. Getting through that one portion is by far the most difficult thing in this whole maze.
So you're telling me I should feel free to go back on my Pokemon bullshit?
Yeah. Well, we'll be here for a little bit. You can always talk about your Pokemon team. I'm probably going to talk about the Flyers, so... This shouldn't take as long as the supercharger module, but we'll see.
I stopped playing Ultra Sun because I had so many bloody other games to play. I was so full of games to play. Whoa, nice.
So this is the part. This is the part. Like, because you absolutely have to use your hook shot and burn your double jump in that portion of it to be able to do it.
Yeah, and then you just got your dashes.
Yeah. I just do it like this because it's kind of easier to keep your height there.
Yeah. Now that I've finished and platinumed the new Digimon game, I am back on my bullshit. I can only play one monster raising game at a time. It's the rule. I love your bouncy movement.
Oh, it's so good. And like,
so bouncy.
The thing about this is the character of the game kind of changes completely once you get the super dash. Because like, your movement has just changed entirely. And I don't know really any other game where like, the basic mechanics basically change completely as you, like, in the post-game.
In the post-game, yeah. And yeah, Cyber
wild.
Sleuth, Hacker's Memory, I was playing that and I put 120 hours in it and finished it.
She plays the shit out of Digimon games.
Well, admittedly, it has a 222-hour playtime because it includes the 102-ish hours I played of the first one.
Alright, I have to, if I hit that, like, in just the right way, it'll take me, like, perfectly in between those.
Do it.
And I mean, the funny thing about all this is, like, miles better than I did the first time that I ever did this maze. Like, it is not an overstatement to say that this took me a few hours of playing, like, the first time I encountered this maze. Just to get through it once. But you really do, like, learn so much about the movement in this game from doing this.
Sorry, you should play the PS4 Digimon World. I love it. Next Order reminds me so much of 1, which is one of my top 10 games ever. Play it. Play it. Play it. I love it.
And she got it when she was over with me and played it a ton when she was living here for like a month.
Twice. I played it like both times I was living with you for like a few weeks. A lot. I really like Digimon World games. And that was the first one that there we
go. So that's the hardest part done. There is still plenty of room for me to die though. We get over here and we actually get some Robo Boys. Ah, and a large adult son as well.
A large lasery boy.
That said, pretty much all the damage they do to you is incidental compared to the damage of the spikes. By the way, if you thought this room was over, it's not.
Oh no.
That said,
this die is... that end bit.
Oh god, yes, because there's still more.
This end bit, I guess.
Changeling Grain, thank you for the follow.
Didn't even hear that.
Wow, okay, so I just definitely hit the corner of that spike thing and did not die there.
Weird.
I mean, I'll take it. That's where you can die right at the end of it.
Oh, mean.
Whoops. Yeah,
mean.
That is the final part of it, though.
Mean.
Even getting there once, though, is pretty nice.
Yes, we have a New Game Plus run up for Sarah to do at some point. Get all those remaining trophies that are haunting me.
Whee!
Whoa, that was close.
Yep. I always found this portion to be much easier, though, just like... Smack this guy down. Yeah. I'm actually making this a little harder for myself, for reasons that will become apparent.
Alright.
Alright, let's do this again. This is also, like, more difficult than it looks, because you sort of have to boost over twice, but not too far over, because there's spikes on the far wall. And you can't let yourself fall too far, because then you'll fall on the ones before. But if you go up too early, then you'll hit those spikes on the ceiling. Like... all this this is a very difficult section. Like, these jumps, I am making them look easy mostly because I have done this section quite a lot.
Woo!
There we go. Woof!
Alright.
So, for our trouble, we are awarded with another golden teleporter.
Ooh.
And
Ooh,
another
hello.
message.
I love these messages.
We will,
Blah, 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 blah.
we will not learn exactly what these things mean. Like there isn't a thing that translates this directly, but we will gain the key for translating this language. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with that because I have not translated most of these, and I don't know if there's a source somewhere that is translated.
Let me have a look while you play on.
Yeah. There's like, because basically we're gonna meet a character that will give us sort of like the key to the cipher here. And you're kind of expected to like figure that out based on that and, you know, like write things down and figure out what the language says. But I don't know how fun that would be on a stream. Either way, let's see what's over here. You might remember from an earlier, an earlier session that we had that, there was a computer that said that they think there's a teleport to the surface somewhere. And, boy, that sure looks like the station out there.
Yeah, it does.
We pop over this way, we actually get a save point.
Oh, good stuff.
Some pillars, eh? One of which happens to be activated. Not much we can do with that now, but what if we head over this way? Oh, right. If you go to the map here, it'll just say no signal. Because, you know, we're not exactly in Kansas anymore. Hello, Ritzy. Hello there.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal.
This is new.
Just chilling. Just chilling on the surface. Hey, buddy.
Wait a second.
I mean, no, we just take you to a nice wooded
Desolate
area.
planet that
Right?
with absolutely no energy and no humans to take over.
Look, there's no one else around but us, you know? We can have each other in secret now.
Some private time.
Right? We want to be your friend.
Useless. So that's ending too. Maybe now that our robot got stopped, or, you know, maybe now that our robot has completely lost contact with us, we shouldn't fuck around with this thing.
Yeah?
Perhaps it'll be found someday.
You certainly hope not.
Doom of humanity.
It's either we die or we kill the space station. Alright.
I mean, that's the second ending. I'm not sure I'd say it's the good ending. Although I'm not sure if this game has a good ending, because I haven't seen all the endings.
Is there a true ending?
I have no idea, although there is going to be an Environmental Station Alpha 2 at some point.
That's really find the robot, right?
Yeah, I guess you could call this the better ending.
I don't know, it's not a better ending for us. I'd rather destroy the idiot humans who decided to bring us back than, like, die on an alien planet.
Yeah, I'd be curious where Hempuli goes with the story afterwards.
I bet since we go back to where we've gone before, someone else is sent in to see what happened to that place. And we play that robot, and it's just a vicious cycle.
We've now hit 101% completion.
Yeah! Woo!
It's kind of cheeky.
Woo!
Oh, right. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that menu real quick.
Okay.
Just to show off the thing that some people probably saw, but you'll see that normally the place that you are on the space station is marked off on the save file, like wherever you saved. Because that's like in the middle section. Since we're on the planet and saved, it's
an eye.
just an eyeball.
It's a big ol' eye.
Oops. And then the game went to its roll. I didn't realize it could do that from the file select screen. So, while we're here, we should explore this mystery here. You may remember from one of the rooms, from one of the rooms that I walked into, that it said like either pillar 1 or pillar something is now activated. It was one of those like weird puzzly looking rooms. That's what these correspond to.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, so the next thing we have to do is go back onto the station proper and try to explore some of those rooms that aren't marked off on the some of the rooms in the middle of the map that we haven't been to yet. To try to find the rest of these pillars. More curiosity than anything. Curses! Foiled again.
Oh no. Not those meddling kids.
Yep. So yes, that's the next leg of our journey. There is actually a secondary thing as well that we can do that I will at some point do. Anyway,
good shortcut back.
Yes, you do. We don't have to go back through the maze that way. The thing is, when we want to get back to the planet's surface, we do.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no way back to that teleporter from over here.
Oh no.
Yeah, you actually have to do the spike maze every single time, and let me tell you, that'll make you really good at the spike maze.
Good luck with that.
Yep. Like there's kind of a reason that like once you start getting the spike maze, you'll get really, really good at it. And that's because the game kind of expects you to do it a lot. Anyway, one that I know is there. Let me see. If we look on the map where the double jump was, right? So we were in this room very briefly. It's like a secret entrance right after the thing, and we couldn't go up here, but there was a little square marked unlocker on it. Now that we can fly, we can get that pretty easily, so let's go do that.
Alright.
This is probably the easiest one. I believe we went into this room when I was looking for the final Diskette. I was like, is this it? And then it was like, oh, nope, it is not. Go down from here. Yeah, this is more or less right where we ended the stream last time. And if I had kept jumping over here, you can actually fall through these. So, oh god, I just did that. Well, now we gotta go all the way around again. I forgot you fall through those.
Whoops!
I mean, the nice thing is that the plasma field plus the infinite dash sort of turns us into a robot of death. A flying ball of death. And double, luckily, like the save point right over here basically can take us right back. This puts us over in the boss room. And then through the boss room, we get right back there. So it's sort of just a short circle. I'm just going to have to, you know, remember to jump. So then we end up in this room over here where I was like, maybe the diskette's here. And nope. Instead, it's pillar 3. So that is the second of the 4. I am actually going to just check the guide the guide that I have up real quick for these so that I don't have to remember exactly where all of them are.
Of course the robot is an alien. He's on an alien planet, isn't he?
One of the things I wish the map did do, if you look at the top left corner, you can see that we're inside square 1313 right now.
Yep,
I really wish that when you zoomed in on the map, you could actually check a specific thing.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I believe, yeah, one of the pillars is in here, so I'll have to figure out how to get in there. This game really becomes like a giant weird puzzle game at this point, and I sort of dig it a lot. How like it just shifts gears so completely, and just keeps getting more and more esoteric the further you go. And like normally that sort of thing might bug me, but in this particular case, it's like you've already beaten the game proper. Everything here is sort of couched in like post-game content, you know?
Yeah,
I think that, and I might be wrong about this. But...
So many people think it's a better ending that the robot dies than all the stupid humans do. You guys are wrong. You're wrong.
Humanity deserves this.
It absolutely does.
Okay, so if we go up into this room here, hello. There is this set of blocks. This is from the very first fall we ever took. And, would you look at that?
Ooh.
These red blocks are shootable, so we can work our way through and hit this pillar. Pillar 1 has now been unlocked. And then the last one...
What did the humans do? They're the ones who built a space station on top of an ancient temple. And when they found a computer virus that did like terrible shit, they decided to bring it back to their space station.
Alright, this next one is in 2010, which 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2. Okay, so that is going to be this room right here,
cool.
Next to the boss one, and I have no clue how to get in there, so this should be fun.
Fun.
I mean, the nice thing about this is, and this sort of does come into ESA's whole design philosophy, is that the very fact that, like, this part of the map is totally unfilled right now, kind of just tells you that there is something there, you know? Like, literally every square inside of the rough map gets filled in this game at some point.
Hey, Joho, and to compound it, the humans who sent the robot to the place with a computer virus that takes over robots,
and then sent
to bring their robot home, and they were like, "Hey, robot, you're back from that crazy AI place. Let's send you to the lab and examine you instead of, like, I don't know, killing it."
I'm not 100% sure that they knew about the alien.
What, you don't send progress reports back? That's kind of dumb for a robot.
Well, one of the first things that we did one of the first messages we got when we fell into the station is that, like, communication is now impossible.
In the station.
Yeah.
When you get out of the station, you then send your report.
The thing that falls out of it is that we actually do end up back outside the station at various points. But, you know. If I had to guess, I would think that
the idiots they're dumb. They're dumb. They deserve it. Idiot scientists had it coming.
I don't know if it's this room.
I love our boys.
By the way, these thwomps are awake now.
Yeah, our Thwompy boys are awake.
See, maybe it's something over here.
I'm just saying, maybe there should be a quarantine procedure for the robot you sent out to a space station that suddenly wasn't answering anyone. Or you let the robot back into your important spaceship full of people. I don't know. Seems to make sense. But, you know, I'm only a chemistry scientist. What do I know? Computers scare me.
As they should. thought that might be. Well, it wouldn't be from the final boss room. I know that much for certain. I thought it was actually from this room up here, like, you know, with that poison water that's sort of just been sitting there all game. By the way, if someone in chat does know how to get in there, feel free to tell me right now. Oh, there we go.
We don't mind the
fucking knew it.
spoilery stuff now anymore. Since we're in the post-game malarkey.
There we go. It was not the floor there, it was the ceiling area above that. And there we go. With that, we have now unlocked all 4 pillars.
Nice.
Thought you could actually get down here, or, you know, like, leave this place in a reasonable manner.
You could never leave this place. It's the Hotel California.
Pretty much. Ah, there we go. Whee! Okay, so that's that one. There's a teleporter right to our right, which is convenient. Yeah. And then I guess I could just come over here and then save over at the spike maze. Because we gotta do that again.
Love saving at spike maze.
I do love getting to hear the water zone music, even if for just a few seconds at a time whenever I come down here. Turn off my key card. Stand here for about 5 seconds.
Do a dip.
It's a good thing this isn't like, you know, an actual difficult thing, you know?
It's once more into the breach.
Alright, let's do it.
Right, so I just kind of mentioned I was doing some bullshit with Pokemon and didn't actually say what the bullshit was.
Yeah, might as well.
I mean, it's not quite as bullshit as when you were playing Sun. Was it Sun? And you tried to use
everything.
Like every single Pokemon.
The anti-Nuzlocke.
But I currently have a team of 25 Pokemon. I was actually using like 30, and it got a bit unwieldy, so I actually cut it down to 24.
Oops. Can't hook shot too aggressively there.
Yes, you go into spikes. And then I found Ice Vulpix, and I'm about to get Mimikyu, so I'm gonna go up to 26. Then I'm gonna get Larvest at some point. I'm definitely gonna use. I love Volcarona. My favorite bug Pokemon ever.
Volcarona.
So I'm definitely gonna use them. So I'm using every single Pokemon I love that's in this game. That's my criteria. When I had to make the cuts. When I I had to when I made some cuts, I was like, all right, which ones do I just like and which ones do I love? And I cut the ones I just liked.
The ones that you merely like. But yeah, Johtohu, I don't know if you were here when it. Oops. Okay, I had to jump there first and then dash afterwards, and that's the sort of stuff that you only find out doing this about 100 or 200 times. Anyway, for the billionth time. I don't know if you were here when I was saying it before, but I am actually learning the any % run for Celeste right now, so I will likely be streaming that sometime in the near future.
I was actually using 30. If I still had the ones I dropped, I'd be using 35 Pokemon right now. Which I just got too many. Even with my lucky egg traded over from Sun, that was just too many. Spike bullshit.
Yeah, I can even feel that my movements are getting a bit more sure, like on that first part of the maze. Which is kind of just like you develop such a muscle memory for this. Like by the 5th or 6th time that I had to make it through the maze, I was making it through in one try pretty reliably. And that's sort of one of the things I really like about this game, because it asks you to do shit that you're like, there's no fucking way, that's impossible. And then it asks you to do it like 5 or 6 times, and you're like, god damn it, but
fuck it, I'll do it eventually, I'll get there.
You know?
Do it.
This is one of those weird games that has, like, two-directional movement that I actually like playing with a stick, by the way. Specifically, once you get the dash booster X, the stick actually makes it much easier to do some of these moves, kind of like rolling it over so that you can quickly change direction.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny, like, I've been playing Celeste with a PS4 controller using the D-pad on that, and, like, I really like the four-dimensional movement, or, you know, like the 4-button inputs for that, but for this game, it actually kind of just feels more natural to use a stick.
Yeah. PS4 controllers good. Got good sticks and good D-pad.
Yeah. This I am still
Like,
using
say,
the
the
Xbox
360
controller for this
controller.
one. I'm still using the 360 controller for this, because ESA doesn't seem to like the DS4 Windows, or at least it just doesn't recognize it. And I have no idea how to, like, you know, change the controller. It thinks it's reading. It's way too low. There's, like, a specific setup that once I get it for this, it's really easy for me, but I don't always hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, the 360 D-pad is terrible. It's just real bad. Who'd have thought in a game called Environmental Station Alpha you'd find mysterious things?
Environmental Station Alpha makes it sound so sciencey, you know?
Makes the scientists sound smarter than they had any right to.
Indeed. Yeah, I really like that this is sort of that, like, I guess sort of, you could call it spiritualist sci-fi, where it's like, civilizations so advanced that they essentially seem like magic, basically, in the context of, like, a sci-fi environment. And God knows we will be getting to that for, like, in a bit. Damn. You gotta hit that at just the right place that you swing under that perfectly. And that's probably the single hardest move in the entire maze. And that's also why the maze is sort of significantly easier after that room, I say as I die on the second set of spikes. Sort of a side note, but this game buffers inputs in really weird ways, like across screen transitions and stuff. There we go.
No!
Bart! Whoops! I was gonna say, that's why you don't usually see me die on this portion of it. The good thing I kept my mouth shut.
I was the one who was like, yeah, you're gonna do it! Aww! I jinxed it. I did it.
It's alright, though.
You forgive me. And I'm gonna have to put up with a lot more of my bullshit soon enough.
Exactly. It'll be great. I'm looking forward to it.
You say that! You say that now.
You saying this is my last chance to get out?
Yeah, no, it kinda is.
These parts here are sort of more just knowing the right set of moves and, like, being able to kind of carefully position yourself. That jump right there is probably the one really hard part, and it is the very last jump.
Oh,
it's
rough.
Extremely unforgiving.
Rough. Get rolled.
Yeah, you can sort of see what I mean when I say, like, you kind of just figure it out eventually. Because, like, just there, I think I just made it past the hard part 3 times in a row.
Yeah, nice.
I also think, like, the maze is interesting enough that even when I have to retry it over and over, it's like, I'm never really bored of it.
Yeah.
Like, even even when you're just dealing with orange spikes, the things that the game expects you to do are kind of different at each portion of it. So it kind of feels like it's testing you on a bunch of different things at once. It's neat. Anyway.
We're back.
Yup, back on the planet's surface, and if we
Pillars
come over
1,
here,
2, 3, and 4.
all of the pillars are up. We walk in between them. Remember how I mentioned a boss fight that might take me a bunch of tries?
It's awesome! Oh no!
This fight is hell. It's really, really good, but it's also hell.
Yeah.
Bullet hell, to be exact.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, yeah. Oh god, and now the, like, walls and the floor. Oh.
Yes. The way this fight works is that there are a bunch of, like, segments in it. And when you do enough damage in it to him, he will actually go to the next segment. And there are different patterns that you have to do each time, that you have to avoid each time.
Ouch.
There's that S.
You're gonna die.
Yep. I am not actually trying this as hard as I could be because I want to show this off before I actually try to beat him properly. Basically, the part that's going to do the most chip damage to you is that part where he's just shooting at you a ton with the blue bolt, with like the blue bolts. You can mostly avoid those sections with the supercharger.
I like how your reward for getting all the puzzles is boss fight.
Yep. An incredibly difficult boss fight at that. So yeah, basically if you hit him, like if you do enough damage to him before this whole segment starts, you can actually stop him from, you know, shooting at you, basically. And that's generally the most accepted way to avoid taking damage in this fight, because it is a legitimate bullet hell. Also, you can't shoot him when he's glowing, it has to be when he's not.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, this, don't fuck around. Especially because when you're doing this, it has to be, like, perfect timing, basically.
Yep. Oh dear.
You can dodge through those, but it has to be through those.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, this fight does not pull punches.
No. We thought Mr. Robot Man was bad. We ain't nothing on Mr. Spaceman.
Something I will spoil is that strange space language of his name actually translates to Muya.
Alright.
M-W-Y-A-H, I believe.
Mwah.
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 So yeah, that's what you do to avoid the bullet section. Unfortunately, you will not always get the chance to do that. I also believe he doesn't actually have, like, damage range on him. Oof.
We're getting further every time.
Yep. Excuse me. Meow. But yeah, the biggest thing is really minimizing the time in those blue bullet hell sections. Because I mean, these parts with the lasers around the corners that you have to super dash around are very much sort of a learned skill. Kind of the same as the spike maze.
Yeah.
Those other segments are kind of just like, you just need to spend as little time in them as possible. Oops.
Oh, is there like another phase after this as well, or?
I don't remember. Ah, too much.
Hit the wall.
There we go.
Oh, that went well.
Yeah, this segment is not nearly as difficult as it might seem.
Oh. Alright. So how many times did you die to this guy?
Many. Damn.
So close.
A lot of times. The thing about the Dash Booster X is that the game gives you this ridiculously overpowered thing, and then it really puts you to the test with it, you know? Like, it gives you that spike maze, and then it gives you the, this Moya fight, which is, like, both of which are completely ridiculous fights for you to, like, try to master. And I really like that it does that. There we go. That wasn't so bad.
I like how it lets you know with the clock how long this segment was.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice touch that it does. This segment is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
The spinning thing, like the laser is pretty tough to dodge in general. And yeah, there's still quite a bit more post-game left, I should mention. Including a thing that is like sort of bonus content that was added like later on. There's actually a decent amount of content that was added later on. There's like an entire section that wasn't added until later on. I'm not actually sure what we'll do next after this, because this sort of continues. But there's also, like, basically when I first played this game, I did this next, the sort of bonus section during that segment, you know, like after I did this segment, basically.
Yeah.
There we go. Even if he's still shooting at me. Whew.
My name's in a different language, but I speak yours anyway.
You tricked me. You'll regret this.
And yeah. How did we trick him?
We tricked him. But
not sure how.
You might recognize this. You found a key.
Yay, you got me the shiny key.
Yep, I got you the shiny. I've now taken
Thank you.
one step.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out whether we want to do the research section or the thing that continues from here. I've completed the research section. It is incredibly hard. I'm not sure if it connects directly to like the next main segment here. This is lovely. You will also notice a whale.
Whale.
They will be just around the station. Along with them are these things.
Our friends.
Sounds like something is broken down somewhere. Ah, right. That's why I actually do the research station next, usually, I think. The game tells you about it.
That's nice.
Isn't it? Alright, let's make our way to a teleporter and then head over to the underwater station, because you might have remembered on the map that there was one extra segment that, even though there's no door here, there is clearly something you can see. So let's go check that out real quick. By the way, Mia fires the same kind of bullets as these robots do. Basically those big shots that they shoot out at you. That explode into other shots. Oops, I am about to get stuck in here because I don't have the big key on.
Whoops!
There we go.
Hooray!
So we pop over here. Teleport! Back into the water section that we love so much.
I do love that section.
Now, if you looked before, these blocks here used to be like dash blocks, and the thing is, you can't dash underwater, so there was no way to get to them. Like that one's underwater, but if we dash from down here, then you can hit it.
Oh, I think someone's mentioned we haven't saved.
Yeah. I'm not currently in danger of dying. It would be kind of funny if I had to fight Mia again, though. Ah, right, that's what this part is. When you shoot this thing, or like when you shoot that sign up there, it starts a block thing that... God, this thing never usually gives me this much trouble. There we go. But basically that computer is cut off by another set of blocks, and when you hit the thing, it like opens one up and then creates the time like a speed puzzle. So let's just reset that real quick. I don't technically need to kill that fish, but
Kill the fish!
it's safer that way.
Kill all the fish!
Oops. Yeah, I think I just have to like hold down as I go through the bot, like as I edge towards the bottom one. That should do it for me.
Kill all the fish!
Fish Murder Station Alpha.
It isn't a microfish, it's just a fish. Just a fish.
Damn it!
Oh.
I guess I don't have to kill that fish.
Oh, yeah. Turns out you did. Turns out you did. Kill the fish. Your mercy backfired.
Indeed it did. Truly, I have no one to blame here but myself, and damn it. Yeah, getting through that is not trivial. I forgot that you actually didn't open up the section track that we're going to here before you, or until you beat Moi.
Can you shoot it from underwater, or?
Yes. Thank you, person. There we go. Betrayal!
Changeling Green, thank you.
Thank you.
Good suggestion.
You can make it the other way, but yeah, that was definitely the way to do that.
I got a new follower too. Hello.
Hello. What else could we do?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Fairly easy way of getting in. Trick to getting through the seal. Right, you wouldn't have been able to get through this because of this key here. The 8th row in the wall isn't as solid as it seems. Use this same trick when you're sealing up part of the ruins. Cough, cough. But what that thing was referring to is actually this one up here. We saw this after we beat Serpent 5. There was like a room that I could pop in, and it had what we didn't know at the time, but what we can now see is a golden teleporter, which means that it's an off-station teleport. So let's go get that, and also save along the way, I promise. Does mean we get some more lovely swingy music.
Okay, so the alien translations are clues towards where the keys are.
Correct. So you know, like those aliens that we could talk to? Mm-hmm. There's one that we haven't talked to yet who basically gives you the cipher for the language. Or at least the start of it, you actually kind of have to work it out on your own. Mm-hmm. But yeah, once you can tell what those writings are saying, the aliens have clues to where like the other 3 keys are.
Yep.
I keep meaning to go visit the Eagle, but we keep just not being at the top of the space station, which is where he's at. We'll have a chat with him eventually.
Not gonna fight Moa again.
Currently, we don't have to fight Moa again. I'm not sure we can fight Moa again.
What a shame.
I know, he is your favorite.
He is.
Oh, right, you can't go through this way because it's a fall-through tile.
Ah.
We haven't been in this section in a bit. Although, admittedly, the supercharger does make it a little easier.
That jellyfish.
Yup, the big fish. They call me the big fish. The nice thing is we can sort of just ignore the, like, settings on the green panels. Yes, 8 escape, the Eagle. You'll see what I mean once we get there. I will probably unlock the proper teleporter that's in this area. At least I'm pretty sure there's a teleporter in this area. And then we'll go check out the Eagle since it's there. So, the clue was the 8th row isn't as solid as it seems. That 8 is counting down from the bottom, or from the top.
Ah.
So if you shoot through that, or like if you shoot here, basically you blow up the blocks that are over here. Now,
Nice.
We might have actually gone through that. I'm not 100%, like and read this. I'm not actually sure. We'll read it again just to be sure.
Yeah. I want to play like once a
Probably
week.
can't come back here anymore.
Forget a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean this was back when we fought Serpent 5, which was the second stream, I think. So it's been a bit.
Yeah.
Whatever was causing the havoc at the station missed the research outpost completely. If we keep sending emergency signals, someone's probably gonna take us, right? Well, whatever. Let's continue our cursed research.
Guys! Oh god, you all deserve to die.
Back to the outpost.
Every single fucking one of you. See? This is why it's not the good ending that the robot dies. These people be dumb. They be real dumb.
Now, this place actually does have a location on the map, and if you look around here, it's basically, most of this area over here is taken up by this area here. Mm-hmm. This is still another, like, derelict ship, though.
Ooh.
Let's see what these have to say. Relatively far away excavation site.
Did you also build that one in a temple?
Well...
Oh my god, they did!
Well...
Oh my god, they built all their space stations in fucking alien temples. How dumb are they?
Look, it's a lovely little boy.
He is a lovely little boy. These scientists, goddamn, they deserved it. They absolutely, 100% deserve to die. The morons.
Study these weird creatures from afar. They react violently to strong bursts of energy in their vicinity.
I wonder why that is.
If a guard tried to use a charge shot on it.
Why would you shoot him? He's just chilling.
Dashing as well. So, yeah. If they're on screen and we shoot out a charge shot or dash, they will laser us for 4 damage.
Well, so they should.
Every time.
So they should.
So, the thing about this area is that you straight up need to turn off your supercharger.
And your,
because regular
dash,
shots.
or...
Well, I mean, the thing about it is you still want to be able to shoot in this area. But...
Well, I meant dash, but I assume you mean you still need to be able to dash in here.
Right, well, like, you will be able to... I guess what I mean is, like, you need to both shoot and dash. The thing is, you can avoid using charge shots if your supercharger is on, whereas you can just not press the button for dashing when one of these guys is on screen.
Oh, but he... Aww.
By the way, when there's 2 of them,
Aww.
they will both do 4 damage to you every time you try to do stuff.
Ouch.
So, in Smite's Let's Play of this, he had the creator on for this section.
Big boy!
Yeah, there are also large adult sons as well.
Just go for you. They're not very friendly, unless he just wants a hug. He just wants a hug.
Yeah, he's trying to give me a hell of a hug. You can still dash when these guys aren't on screen, by the way. You can charge
He's like,
shots.
pylon!
But yeah, so Smite actually had the creator of the game on his stream, or like on his Let's Play of this. And he talked about how once you got the supercharger and the dash module X, the problem was that you could just, like, basically it obsoleted so many other upgrades.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which, you know, makes perfect sense.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's one of the problems with, like, ukulele giving you fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, every platforming challenge is no longer a challenge.
Right, so this segment was basically designed with that in mind to make it so that you actually could, you know, still do challenges that required you to be good at the hook shot and, you know, solve weird puzzles. And there's gonna be a boss at the end of this that does a particularly nasty thing.
Ooh.
And that'll be fun. Locked the orbs we found away, separate from each other. Even though we couldn't figure out what was going on, kind of felt dangerous to put them together. Finally, someone has some sense.
Are those different orbs from the ones we broke?
No, these are totally separate orbs.
Okay.
These orbs are actually the main puzzle for this section.
This scientist deserved to live.
Bird must be transmitters of some kind. Strange, supernatural-like events cluster around them. And the orbs seem to amplify it. So if we come over into this room... I wonder how many orbs there are. By the way, I've turned the supercharger back on because there aren't any of the like, little ones in this room.
Are we gonna be dumb and gather all the orbs in one place?
I mean, fucking obviously.
Oh god, we deserve to die too, apparently.
We're a robot with a death wish.
God damn it, Bobbit.
These are some pretty wild puzzles, too. Whole station fully electrified, which is a bit weird. What is the deal with that? So I believe these reports...
with the supercharged robots?
I believe these reports actually imply that there were scientists alive in this place, like, relatively recently. Because we're the ones who turned the power back on.
Oh, yeah.
That said, I think they're still dead.
Anyway,
we can now actually warp in.
We did turn security back on.
Yep, as you do.
Which, you know, if there were any survivors before then,
yeah.
may not be after we turned this place into a complete death trap.
Anyway, so I figure we'll just take a quick detour here. So, this guy was completely ungettable before the... Anyway, guy was completely ungettable before we had the Dash Booster X.
Oh, he's cool. I love him.
Yep, this is the 4th alien, and he actually can speak your language.
Ooh.
There are only 4 of us. I believe we have found all 4. We might not. We might have missed one.
We've got at least 2.
Yeah, they're the 2 on the top of the station, and there's one right near the teleporter to the derelict ship. I don't know that we've actually seen that one yet, though.
Look at him bob. Look at him go.
Yep. Boing, boing. I told you it was an eagle. Yeah, the slowly moving projectile was kind of funny as well. There's a key to understanding them, though. Learn their language well. And then he says, learn their language well, in the siphon. And so you can essentially use this to translate between the 2 languages. And that's kind of how you're supposed to figure out how to do all of these things. And this computer is not wrong. Some of them are revealed only at the very end, or at another time entirely.
See what you did.
So anyway, I just wanted to show that off while I had the chance. Now we can go back to the research ship and go about gathering some orbs. Because, I mean, what else would we do? This is interesting because all of the challenges that are about to show, like, there are 3 challenges and they're actually all fairly different from each other. It's pretty neat. Let's first go and hit this save point. Ah, right, I can't go into this way yet. I believe I need to turn the power on. Yeah, I can't go into that room either. There we go. Locked all the emergency doors. I wonder what we're about to do.
Uh-oh. Open them all. We're not terribly smart.
Isn't very top-notch. Anyone can lift the lockdown. Certain kinds of creatures. Real-life ghosts.
Ghosts on the ground.
And you know, that just makes it all worth it.
You fuckers. You deserve to die.
Can't take any unnecessary risks.
Well, you shouldn't have built your station on an ancient temple.
So, basically, we've kind of been cut off at almost every level here. But if we look at our map, there actually is a doorway going up from the save room. And it's a bit tough to tell, but this is actually a jumpable ledge.
Ooh.
This is the way we gotta go. And I absolutely have to turn off my supercharger here. Because, you can see him right up there.
Your laser. It's a laser boy. I take it they're invincible, or can you kill them?
No, you can kill them.
Can kill them. Okay.
The thing is, they are very good at running away from you. So, in a lot of cases,
you can only really kill the ones that are like trapped in boxes.
More or less, yeah, or like ones that just aren't so much of an issue for you. You know, like if you can back them into a corner, then you're in okay shape. Hit this. That opens that up, which is lovely. You do have to get up to there, though. Though I think since I destroyed both of those guys, it should be alright. Hit that, that opens up the way up from here. Can I hit that guy from here? No, of course not.
Don't be silly.
I would never. Alright, get this guy to chase me so that I can deal with him with my charger. Then there's another guy over there, so we do have to be careful about him. Oops. And I just reset the room. Oops!
Whoops, daisy.
This room is pretty difficult, and like honestly, the whole thing is a bit of a gauntlet. Since I mean, I did just lose a ton of health just from doing that. Luckily, you know, it's right there, the save point. So. There we go. Often the best way to deal with these guys is to find ways to not have to get jumped on by them.
Seems legit.
There we go, that's much less damage. Yeah, open that one up now. There we go. These guys all do, like, ridiculous damage as well. Ah, right, and your grapple point is, kind of, you know, dangerous. Fucking stage dive.
I love those huggy boys.
We're just here for hugs.
Bouncing on you, they're like, ah, found you, pals.
Yeah, giant, like, ghost dogs, basically.
Yeah. Good poppers.
Reasonably certain I can get up here without dashes, but not completely. It's probably best if I just kill off that guy. And then hopefully save after we do what we gotta do next. But God, I could still die here. This is very much like post-game ridiculous content at this point. Like, the challenge level of it is absolutely way, way up there.
Oh God, yeah, this looks real hard.
You were sort of expected to have already done the like other sections of this that are also kind of ridiculous. The like the dash maze and stuff. No. Now there's this part. This is hard as fuck.
Ooh.
Mostly this middle section right here. Kind of have to like ride the wave. There we go. Emergency locks have now been unlocked, so now I just have to get back out of here with my life.
I love emergency locks being unlocked.
It's nice, isn't it?
I mean, you're probably gonna die, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Shortcut handy.
The shortcut helps, but we do still have to get through the other rooms. This one, I think does not have the enemies it did, because we didn't get 2 screens away from it, like proper transition. This next one is still gonna have everything though, so this is basically gonna be me making a mad dash to try to get to the bottom of this room.
Yeah. Do it to
it. This is
Whoa,
fun.
nice,
Okay, there we
nice.
go.
Nice, nice, nice.
So, we have now unlocked the 3 emergency locks, and there's an orb behind each one. Let's go for this one first.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. Oh, it gets better. Against all sense. So, you know about those?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Stop building on ancient ruins.
Concerned supernatural cultures.
Well done. You built on a temple for supernatural beings.
But how can 2 cultures existing at different times, light years apart, have such similarities? It makes no sense.
Maybe they had a Stargate. I've watched Stargate. It's populated like multi-universes and populated with Stargate, so you can instantly travel to other planets. That's why ancient Egyptian shit is all over the universe.
Of course.
Watch a science fiction show.
Shipment more material from the other site, also on its way, on the cargo ship A-152. No, not this. Important thing, at least when you're in the Super Dasher, you can fight these currents.
You can try.
It's mostly down to dashing enough. There we go.
Well, hey.
Okay, so, when we hit this
21
switch
degrees
there,
on the flyer's floor.
21-3. If we count to, basically from where we are on the map, 1822, I happen to know that that's going to come out to this room right here, which was in the temple after we destroyed one of the orbs. I was able to go in on the top right, or on the top left of it, and get into a little room that had like a thing in it. You know, like that had like a statue and some stuff in it.
I do remember that.
That is room 21-3. And this timer is going to continue to tick down even after you leave the room. So let's go check out 21-3 as fast as we can.
Alright.
Luckily we have a teleporter, so we can at least get, you know, fairly close to it. By going up to the temple.
No joys.
You know, those matching ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't make sense. This room becomes much easier with this. Boy, that statue sure does look familiar now, doesn't it?
Nice statue.
Kinda like a guy we just fought, huh?
Are you sure that isn't moi just like fucking chilling and being annoyed at you? Hello. Hello, alien orb.
And we have acquired the first orb.
Nice, good for us.
So yeah, once you've fought Muya, you might start to recognize some of the iconography around here. In fact, you'll notice there are a lot of, like, you know, statues that look kind of similar.
Yeah, this is the forb.
After this, we'll have to get the sword.
And then the torb.
Yup.
Or Thorb, depending on how you want to spell that.
Never spell it Torb. Everyone's favorite Overwatch character. So, if we come over here, of course, there's a lovely little spot to plant all these things. And keep them nice and safe for us while we go get the others. The second one should be over in this room.
I just did a Pokemon personality test and I'm a Popplio.
Aw.
It's in the game!
EA Sports. This is a fairly difficult puzzle, or movement challenge,
is
really.
Super tight timing.
Yeah. Hey,
Hello.
fucker, get over here! Get over here!
Oh, now there's a floaty one.
There we go. I kind of need to be able to dash in this room. I am not making it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all of these puzzles are sort of their own thing. The go to a random part of the map is definitely the most ridiculous one. But there are still, like, plenty of the... Like, basically the other two puzzles are still, like, interesting in their own way. And I really do like that. This was clearly, like, bonus content that the game's creator, like, you know, just had a bunch of ideas that he really wanted to try out. So we kind of just put all of them into this. And it came up with, like, a pretty neat thing. Alright, I'm gonna lure over one of these guys. I'm going to attempt to do this and take a little less damage than last time. It's not actually too bad to get through, it's mostly just these blocks.
Yeah, the timing for getting under the block is
very tight.
Yeah.
Oops.
Whoops, whoops. eye boys.
Yep. These strange ghost-like creatures. Real sons of bitches sometimes. God, that thing is hard. Alright. Now, I am going to turn on the fucking supercharger. Because honestly, I'm gonna need as much of that 7 health as I can have. I don't know if they're gonna stay. Okay, no, the room is still dead, which is good. That means that there are no zappy boys between me and the orb placement spot. Oh god. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
It's just easier this way.
Yep. Now I have to not die in this room, though.
Oh dear. That boy's back.
Yeah, okay, I did get him. If I can lure the other one over. Okay.
I guess you need to turn the supercharger off in rooms that have the lasery boys.
Yeah,
otherwise
so
they shoot you.
The ones that aren't these two, basically, like the tall, thin ones, I guess, is the best way to put that. They will zap you anytime you use either a charge shot or a dash. And if you have the supercharger on, all of your shots are charge shots.
And they shoot you repeatedly.
Yeah, and they will do 4 damage to you every time you shoot a charge shot or dash, so, it's a lot.
Okay, my 3DS is dying, so I'm gonna go grab my charger.
Okay, I'm gonna die in this room at least 2 or 3 times.
That's fair.
Ah, right. This is a little thing that sort of hints at you that you really need to get all of the upgrades here. So there's these 2 guys up here. I am going to smack them around before I attempt to do other stuff here. This room is probably, in my opinion, the hardest of the 3. The stuff that you're kind of expected to do here is pretty ridiculous. There we go. And I mean, while we're here, we might as well. I can't believe that guy just missed me. Okay, there we go. I think that's all of them that are at least close enough, so I can now just do dash stuff. And yeah, they put a charge block thing right here to make sure that you kill off those guys.
Did you die in the room yet?
Nope.
Awesome.
I've actually spent most of this time clearing out various zappy boys.
I do love clearing out various zappy boys.
It's very necessary because we're gonna have to go through that. Ah, sealed off part of the ruins where this all started a few weeks back.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have built on ruins, guys.
Or at
Just
least
saying.
the entrance at the Sandrock sector, right next to the way to the underwater sector.
Also, I've just realized that your icon goes blue when you turn it off. When you turn off a power-up, the icon goes blue.
Ah, yes.
I just noticed that.
Yep, you can tell what you have on and off. That'll be necessary eventually.
Ooh.
So it was meant to just be a temporary thing, but I don't know if we could ever go back to that. So basically that says that there is something right by the entrance to the underwater sector. Basically right here-ish. Because it said the Sandrock sector at the entrance to the underwater sector, which is this square right here. Worth keeping in mind for the future. I do not know how to properly do this, by the way. The slalom action that you gotta take here is completely ridiculous.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Just do that backwards or... Oh no, thank goodness for that. Oh, and then you died. Whoops, I jinxed you, I'm sorry.
I would have had to go back anyway. There was a decent chance.
I did it again!
There was a decent chance I was fucked there anyway. Our hoppy friend over there. This room, I was saying while you were gone, I think that this room is the hardest of the three. There we go. This is the best way to make friends with these guys.
Make friends and alienate people?
Yeah, that. Sound like a self-help book.
Well, I mean, yeah.
This is actually most of what you missed when we were doing this the first time around.
Yeah.
Just me clearing out the various ghastly children in the room. That almost worked. God, and it's like, it's also sort of just in my muscle memory to, you know, use a dash at certain points.
Yeah, but those boys will punish you for that.
Yep.
Jumpy boy. Look at him lumber. So cute.
Yeah, I do love that, like, for being, you know, formless black squares, these things actually have a lot of personality. They're adorable.
Alright, so apparently the spots where the creatures are sort of safe zones that you can sort of dash into.
Yeah. What a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, right.
Oh,
This area is so bullshit that they actually gave a an extra thing here.
heal spot.
Ah, there we go. I thought there was something else here. Way to the ruins. These are the ruins that they mentioned before, over by the Sandrock sector. Junction, and look for a metal wall.
Ooh, I love metal walls.
Here's normal, but the path is blue.
Ooh.
Luckily, the way out of this room is much easier. Of course, that does mean that I'm going to get to this portion today, which is going to be an adventure. I actually didn't think I'd be fighting this boss on this stream. I'm sure it will shock you to know that there's a boss coming up.
Oh, I'm shocked and or appalled.
Yeah, that getting all of these orbs together creates a boss fight, huh?
I'm so shocked by this.
Now,
Surprisingly, you were never really punished for breaking all those orbs, so...
Now, you may notice something. That I kind of explicitly turned my, whatchamacallit, on the supercharger. And if you look down at my power-ups, it's not on anymore.
No.
This boss turns off their supercharger.
Ooh, what it?
The key to this fight is basically he will do random shit. Or like his pattern is essentially random. He will just choose to do different things. And you have to be able to react to every one of those things with a fairly high rate of accuracy. You basically have to learn all of his animations to understand what he's gonna do next. Like, he can walk across like this, which makes these big pillars. And he can do basically all of this at random, too. When he puts his hand together like that, he's summoning some other boys for you to play with.
Ah, some good boys for you.
Rowdy folk for you. You actually can get some good damage on him during the pillars, but only if you end up in like the ones that are like close enough to him for it. Yeah, so sometimes he'll kneel down and summon like a ball like this instead of some friends for you. And you basically can, like, there is a difference between his animations when he does one versus the other. You kind of just have to learn what that is.
Yeah.
Like when it's his sons, it's he puts his hands together like he's praying. When it's the black ball like this, he sort of like does not, he only uses one hand. It's the exact same kneeling motion to start it though, so you sort of have to be able to react to it really, really quickly.
Yeah.
This is an extremely difficult fight. Probably the most bonus fight that I have beaten so far. There is one after this that I have actually not even seen before.
Ooh.
We'll probably try that on stream and see how it goes. When he shows you, when he gives you some friends to play with, always just destroy the little one first, and then get the big guy. Like when you're close like this, you actually can pretty easily get in some good damage.
Yeah.
And this is the sort of fight where like you just spend a lot of time on it. And you just learn all the patterns. Because at this point, I know like basically 100% when he is going to summon those two guys, and know how to react accordingly. Oh God. Was doing well.
Things went bad real fast.
Yep. The triple shot is still, like, basically required for this. These walks are also just incredibly difficult because the safe space that you have on them is very, very low. You also really gotta, like, not be charging up a shot unless you know it's safe, because if he summons, like, one of those guys when you have a shot charged, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, though. He does gain, I believe, one more thing. Yeah, part of it is that so that you don't die instantly when he summons. The other part of it is just that if you had the supercharger, you could probably burst him down before you were forced to, like, you know, do the fight.
Yep.
Because, I mean, your supercharged shots are, like, your regular charge shots are doing a decent amount of damage to him. One thing you'll get really good at this fight is, like, knowing exactly where the 45 degrees of your charge shot is. Because it's, like, not quite on the ground. His weak spot is also just, like, you know, the white spot on his face, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. The big glowy fuck me spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It can be a bit hard to tell when you're first doing this fight because it's just very overwhelming, but...
Look at me, I have a target for a face.
God, I would love to see someone beat this without the triple shot because that would be absolutely wild to me. Because you really do rely on that.
Seems quite rough for you.
It's... I don't know what it is about it exactly.
I think it's
that
because you
and
get
the orb summons.
the exact placement for not hitting the columns.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to meet your large adult sons. There we go. Okay, so this is something he can do when he gets half health. He teleports across the room and makes a bunch of circles that are deadly to you. It's not that hard to dodge, but when you don't know it's coming, it will kill you the first time. Almost every time. Basically, the ideal distance to be up is like a single jump's worth. The nice thing is that the plasma field at least does make it a bit easier for the for you to kill the big guy. At least after you can actually dodge. There we go. But yeah, basically he's summoning boys if he's using 2 hands, and he's summoning an orb if he does like that karate chop.
Yeah,
And it's like they both have the same startup, but... Boy.
Different ending. He likes his orbs today.
Which is kind of a shame, because that's like one of the harder ones to hit him like afterwards. You basically learn all the safe ways to deal with his various attacks, and then it sort of becomes a matter of like, you know, doing that and also getting a hit in. And I do really like the boss variety in this, you know? Like, most other bosses had very set patterns that you could learn.
Yeah.
This one really is just purely reactive.
I do also like that all the bosses usually like the mechanics of the game.
Yes.
Like there are a lot of games where like boss fights decide to be mini games, and you're like, oh fuck off. I hate bosses that are like that.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh good god! Oh no! Oh, you were so close.
Yeah, I think another charge shot would have done that. This is a very tough fight. Honestly, I'm doing pretty well at it. Like, once I get to the next boss that I know exists but haven't fought before, I know things are gonna go, like, tits up. It's gonna be an entire stream of me fucking around.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I kind of think of that as bonus content, you know?
Probably be next week at this point.
Probably. So much of this fight is also just, like, proper positioning.
I do love how this boss looks. He is
really, like, all these shadowy creatures are, like, this weird, like, Miyazaki shit, and it's, like, really good.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yes, please keep introducing me to your children. They are kind of the easiest ones to deal with.
Yep.
This attack, the biggest thing about this attack is really that you just don't have a good chance to shoot him after he uses it. Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
I thought I had killed that guy. So I was charging a shot there and did not let go of it before he summoned the child. There are some small edge cases where if you shoot right as they're spawning, you can kill them with a charge shot without them without them hitting you for it. It's very, very tight timing.
I think if you like the look of this game and it's like the kind of game you like, you should totally pick it up.
Oh, absolutely. Like, as Metroidvania games go, this is one of my favorites. By like, probably my overall favorite, just for all the shit it does, you know. Okay.
I'm quite happy I get to experience the game without having to play it.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really, really cool stuff in it that, you know, there is a very large barrier to entry, basically.
Yeah, I'm not very good at Metroidvania type games, so it's nice to be able to see it.
Yep. Yeah, I like that we like have the chance to stream stuff like this shit, yeah. Kind of off right now, timing-wise. Like, I'm dealing with one thing as the other thing is spawning in, and I don't ever get a chance to, like, attack him.
And we both get to show each other games.
Damn. I got a little stepped on.
I get to show you my point and clicks.
Yep.
You get to show me Metroidvanias.
Streaming, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say when soberly done, but it doesn't have to be. The walk, once you actually get down the exact positioning of it, is actually like one of the few times you can get 2 damage in on him. Potentially even more on the walk up. But like, there's all sorts of pluses and minuses to the shit you can do. Ah, damn. I got buzzed. Wasn't quite expecting him to walk forward there. I don't know why, but the orbs really do give me more trouble than they should.
You don't think there'll be a ESA 2?
I mean, he's making it. I don't know, like, how far along it is.
Oh!
Oh, God.
Oh, goodbye, my pretty boy.
I mean, the last game that I heard that he was making is this really weird one called Baba Is You, which has, like, a lot of really weird, wacky mechanics. So I know he's, like, working on other projects. The purpose of these artifacts, eh? Transmitters. To alert someone. In certain circumstances. An entity, you say. I believe that is also Moya, but I might be wrong about that. It does look a bit different. Someone else could tell me if that's actually a different name.
It looks like it, but...
Because I don't know the cipher off the top of my head.
To return them to where we found them, see if we can trigger a response, huh?
Really ought to return these things, the scientist says. Ah, okay, that is Muya, then. Certainly learned a lot by studying them, but, these ghost things... starting to get outright scary. All wonderful questions that you maybe should have asked before you unleashed this curse. So now there are basically two totally separate things we could do. We also only have about 10 minutes left in the stream, and both of them would probably be fairly hefty detours.
Well, do what you fancy.
Yeah. I do like the way that these things sort of, like, roll into each other. I think what I might try to do, I guess, maybe what we should do is finish up the stream here, and I could go translate the things that the aliens say, so that we could then next stream go collect the keys and stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because, I mean, we do only have, like, 10-ish minutes left. We've been going for just about 2 hours. And, like, I don't think there's anything in particular that's, like, super quick here. Actually, I can think of one specific thing that we can show off before we finish up. So let's do that.
Let's go for it.
But yeah, I think I'll translate these messages for next time, and then, you know, as we go along, I will try to, you know, keep everyone up on what they're saying.
Sounds cool.
Yep. Now, do you remember the Diskette that was out in space? The one you told me to kill myself at.
Nope. Yeah, I do. I'm joking.
You remember that there was another room we could get to from there?
Yes.
Now there's a whale here.
Ooh.
Sure sign that something fascinating is going on. there was also this statue. But if we look at the rough map, there actually is more to this room that we couldn't possibly get up to. And what do you know? Another golden teleporter.
Ooh.
It's behind a wall right now, but if you go all the way out to here...
Switch! Don't die, though.
On the very edge of space, there is a switch. That opens this teleporter up. And if we come over to here, it just says 1. So this is, if you actually look up here on the background, you can see those keys, like the first one that we collected. There are 3 more of them, and they are hidden elsewhere in the station. So collecting those 4 keys opens up this area over here. And boy, if you thought the game was already pretty weird, behind here it manages to get even weirder. And when this game like first came out, there was actually a whole internet mystery as to what the fuck was even going on. Surprise Pigeon, thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
So we can't do this just yet. I think when we do our next stream, we will do this instead of trying to take on the next boss, which is at the end of that other temple thing that last section hinted at.
Yep.
We will try to do this and get ending 3 next, because the ending 3 is after this part here. That one, I will just have my eyes glued to a guide, because there's some really esoteric shit you have to do. But we will be there eventually.
Yep.
Also, once you get out here, once you go back to the main place, I might as well just show off how you get back to the regular part. You are kind of stuck in this room after this. Luckily, this is a false wall, and I believe we were actually briefly in this room.
Oh,
yeah, like it's basically there's a fake wall here, but the thing that you have to hit to like open the way to this is on this side. Which basically means if you want to get back to this teleporter, you have to go the other way that we went the first time. Because these blocks will come back whenever this reloads. So this is basically a one-way path to get out of it.
Yep. Fish.
Fish. So yeah, I think next time around we'll go do that.
Alright, that'll be next. Oh god, when will that be actually? It might not be next week.
Yeah, I mean...
Or if it is, it'll be without me, so...
Yeah, are you doing anything Tuesday, or...?
I mean, yeah, my mum's up on the Tuesday.
Right, for the wedding dress fitting, so yeah.
And then I'm in London Thursday.
Right, that much I knew for sure. Well, we'll get back to this at some point, for certain.
Might be a couple of weeks' time.
Might be a little bit, but we actually are getting towards the end of the content in this game. We've made some really, really good progress here, though. And we've unlocked some deep, deep secrets at this point, and also done a spike maze a lot of times.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yep.
There won't be a stream tomorrow because I'm at home, so I can stream. No point and click. But we'll be back on Thursday with Fire Emblem 9.
Yep, and it should be a fun time.
I am back to take up my job of figuring out what characters you should be using.
Yes, so that I don't use Ileana for 2 chapters too many.
And really, it's my fault. I was lax. I wasn't there. That's my job.
Oh, you had to go down to London, leave me to stream on my own.
I know. It's
You have to go move into the States and going through that whole process. Ugh.
It's just so terrible of me, I know.
Yep. All right. I hope everybody enjoyed.
Yep.
Thank you
so
for
we'll
the
see you guys on
follows.
Thursday.
We will see y'all on Thursday. Bye-bye.